All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sam Bordi Show. This is episode 2. This one's going to be a little bit different. The first episode was with my dad, Ed Bordi. I will leave a link to that somewhere on the top of the screen. Today, I just kind of wanted to talk more about who I am, kind of my story, where I've been, where I'm planning on going, and my goals, and just maybe a few things I find interesting so you guys can kind of just see what you can get out of this podcast. So yeah, my name's Sam Bordi. At the current date today is February 4th. I am 22 years old. I live in New Jersey. I've lived in New Jersey my entire life. Mom, dad, older brother, lots of dogs. And over the last couple years, but I would say just the last year in general, I have been very, very interested in real estate, and that is the dream that I've been pursuing. And I started off in real estate, and I kind of went over this in my podcast on with the market with Tom. And I started with real estate about 2 years ago. Probably the same way a lot of other kids my age get interested in real estate. They hear about the benefits on how to get wealth quickly or how to obtain wealth through real estate. And these are through guys like Grant Cardone, the Brad Lees, a lot of just the little basic things you see on Instagram. And I thought, hey, it seems like the people who are gaining a mass amount of wealth is through real estate. Why don't I give it a shot? And through my passion and my want to learn more about real estate investing, I looked more into getting my real estate license. Not even to become an agent, but to have access to the MLS to find deals easier. And the more and more I looked into it, the more and more, I decided to go to real estate school to get my, to get into the MLS to find deals. And passed the real estate school my first try. And then I think I got like a 94%. So I knew what I was doing. And then I was like, oh, well, I'll study for the state test for a week. And then 1 week turned into 2 weeks, 2 weeks turned into 2 months, 2 months turned into a year. And right before it almost expired, because you only have 1 year since the date you pass real estate school to take the state exam, I let it expire. I procrastinated. I didn't do anything. I was working, and I kind of let real estate fall on the back burner. And I'm actually grateful that I did that now, because I wanted to be with the team and be around the people that I'm with now. But at the time, it definitely wasn't a great feeling knowing that I let that expire. Knowing, though, that I still had this passion and this interest to learn more about real estate, I decided to go back to real estate school. And originally, I did 3 months night classes. I think it was like 5 to 9, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for like 3 months. So I told myself, Sam, you can do the night classes again for 3 months and, procrastinate and dilly-dally and wait until the 3 months hits, and then who knows if you're going to take the state exam again. Why not just take massive action, 2 weeks, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, you'll be licensed in less than half a month. So that's the option I chose. I went back to real estate school, through all of my, ego, I guess you can call it, because I thought I was too good to study for the state test. I put it off for so long. I went back to real estate school 2 weeks, Monday through Friday, passed the first time again, but instead of waiting, the next day, drove an hour to a town right outside of New York City in North Jersey, took the state exam, and I'm on my last question. I'm going through it. It's about 110 questions, going through the entire test to make sure everything was good, and the computer shuts down on me. And I thought I failed, and I was panicking. Here I am, just took 2 weeks, just drove an hour and a half, basically, to North Jersey, and I thought I was going to have to redo it all again. So I got to the proctor, I let them know my computer shut down, and she says, oh, I can check for you, and says that I pass. So, I'm very excited, driving home, I'm all happy, smiling ear to ear, but I had no idea about the journey I was about to go on over these last 6 months after that day. So I had a connection through somebody in my current real estate team now. We had a call. She explained the benefits of a team. But, the more and more I was looking at real estate teams on YouTube and trying to do research, I was learning about how you have no identity. There's such these crazy team splits. You make no money, this and that. And the more and more I talked to my current team, the TCS group, the more and more those felt like rumors, or just not at least the case with this team. It felt different, and I mean, I couldn't be more true. The team split was on a good split to start off, and it only got better the more you grew your career. You're allowed to have your brand identity. They actually care about seeing you succeed. So I ended up signing on to the brokerage I was originally planning to sign on, but instead of as an individual agent, I joined the team, the number one team in that office, which is one of the largest market centers in South Jersey. So then what, right? I knew nothing. It just took me 2 years almost, maybe a year and a half to get to this point. What did I do? So I just took in as much knowledge as I could, went to every single team meeting, tried to pick the brains of all of the veterans, and just showed up. And I let them know that I wasn't here to not do the work. And so I tried to do open houses as much as I could in the beginning. Super available on social media. Tried to get into cold prospecting right away, and I really just took those 3 things and ran with it, because I know if I do those 3 things every single day, I'm going to get business. So a couple months down the line, doing an open house for a team listing in Voorhees. Beautiful house. It's a renovated house from a flipper, and 2 people come in, they're buyers, they're not working with agents. This is like my 5th or 6th open house ever, probably. And somehow, some way, I get them to work with me. We go out and look at another house, but every time we would go out and look at other houses, they would always ask about, oh, how's that other house doing? Do they have any offers? And it was about 2 or 3 weeks, and that house still didn't have any offers in Voorhees from where I initially met them. We did another showing, and long story short, we got that house under contract for $700,000. So, and it was a horror show of a deal for a first deal. There's so many things I learned on how to effectively, navigate through the process of closing on a home. And I'm so grateful that it was a hard closing, because for my first time, it showed me so many things that I wouldn't have known otherwise. If it was a smooth closing from my first closing on a $300,000 house, I don't think I would have learned the same lessons as a hard closing on a $700,000 house. So and then from this point now, that was my first deal. I'm about 6 months in, and I'm not looking back. I love this as a job. I think it's so fulfilling, and I love getting to help people and see them happy, when they walk into a house that they can envision growing their family in, or already having their existing family kind of have a place to be and call home. There's just no better feeling. And on top of that, I come from a sales background. I've been doing sales since I was 17, 16 years old. My dad has his own company. I've always been around marketing and sales and technology my entire life. So there's nothing better than, my passion for wanting to help people, my sales experience, my technology experience, so I can provide value to people online. My marketing experience from when I worked with the marketing company. It was a perfect storm of what I wanted to do. And on top of that, it's the perfect way for me to get into real estate investing, which I have such a passion for, and I cannot wait to start doing. Yeah, so that's a little bit on how I got started in real estate, which is my main job. But I want to go over a couple things that, I like. It doesn't even have to be. This is just for you guys to kind of learn a little bit more about me. And the things that I like and the things I like doing, just so, when you see these clips and you see, the full form videos, you kind of have a better understanding of who I am and, the things that I have interest in and what I'm about and what I believe in. So obviously I'm huge into business and, sales and all that boring stuff, but that's something that really, really drives me and I enjoy doing every day. But, I'm obsessed. I grew up playing baseball, at a high level when I was younger, travel teams playing 6 days a week, spend my weekends in a warehouse, hitting in a batting cage or pitching every weekend at tournaments all around the East Coast. So that's what I spent my entire childhood doing. So I'm in love with baseball. Phillies, Yankees, those are my two teams. But just sports in general. I love the Eagles. I love the Sixers. Me and my girlfriend have been getting more and more into the Flyers. But Philly sports, I die for. I love it. But I'm also a huge golfer. I took up golf about 2 years ago, and I haven't looked back. I was awful in the beginning. I have a TikTok account. It's just called Bordi, and it's all golf account. If you want to go follow that, or at least just take a look. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see how bad I was. I mean, I was awful. One of my best friends is a college golfer, and we would go play, and I thought I was good at the time, but he quick to tell me how bad I really was. But I spent over the last 2 years practicing every single day for at least an hour. There would be days where I would be at the driving range or playing for 3, 4, 5 hours, just trying to get better, because it's something I found so interesting and love it so much, and it truly is one of my top 3 passions, I would say. And so now I'm to the point where I can hold my own. I'm a decent little golfer, and my brand is tailor-made, and I try to get out as much as I can, but it's never enough. I play maybe a few times a week, or at least get to the range a few times a week now I'm a little bit busier with real estate. But there's nothing I love more in the world than just getting out there and getting to play some golf, which is such a cliche answer, which I'm not oblivious to. I understand, as a young guy who's in business, loving golf is kind of a boring answer, and it makes me just a little bit more boring of a guy. But wait till you hear some of the other things I like, and then you're gonna think, wow, this is the most cliche mid-20s white guy. Especially this next one, because I love AI and tech, and I guess you can even throw Teslas in there too, because that's basically what that is. But I'm just so fascinated by how technology and AI, and like I said, throw Teslas in there too, because I'm obsessed with Teslas, how technology is constantly evolving. I find it so interesting, and the people who come up with these things are infinitely smarter than me, and I'm obsessed with just learning on how these things work, and reading and listening to videos and podcasts on how AI is progressing, or stuff about the galaxy and space, and these are just things that I can't even wrap my mind around sometimes, but I'm hooked on trying to figure out how these things work. But those are really what I spend most of my days doing, business related, real estate, things like that, technology, golfing, sports, when I'm not with my girlfriend, my family, our dogs, what have you. So that's really just like the background of who I am, what I'm about, what I like doing, what I like spending my time doing. I think a good way now to pivot is what I'm trying to do here with this show, the Sam Bordi Show, my other show, The Market, with Tom Wenger, where everything real estate related. I'm really trying to put out as much value as possible, because I want to be a resource where, people can listen or see my clips mostly, which is really why I'm posting this much, is to get in front of you guys as much as possible, posting my clips. I really do just want to be a point of value where when you think of me or you see me, oh, that's the guy who does real estate, or that's the guy who speaks to, the successful business owners. And that's really what I'm about and what I'm trying to bring to you guys here. And moving forward with this show in particular, it's rarely going to be real estate related, most likely. Most likely it's going to be about, I think I'm going to do probably about 2 guests a month, 2 solo shows a month, so 4 in total, probably every Wednesday, I think is what I have right now. And I really want to focus on the guest episodes, bringing in people who I'm going to learn from and how I can kind of grow into myself as somebody who owns businesses and wants to go down the line and be successful. And in the solo shows, I'm thinking the way I'm going to frame those are something I'm learning that I really want to talk about, maybe, or, lessons that I've learned and how, I'm continuing to grow from those things that I've experienced. And The Market, my other show with Tom Wenger, I really want to focus on real estate related. What can we tell you to be a point of value to help you understand this complicated real estate market that everybody tells you is going to collapse, or that rates are going to come down, you need to buy, when that might not be the case, because right now is the time to buy. But like I said, that's for The Market, and that I really want to be focused on bringing so much value to the complicated navigation of how to buy and sell or invest in real estate. But this show in particular, I think, is going to be a real focal point into the things that I believe in and the things that I think can bring value to you guys. And if you have any questions, any comments on how you would like to see this show be, I'm open to criticism, and let me know what you guys think. Or, if you want to be a guest, you can comment below, or I'll DM you. But yeah, I'm really excited moving forward. This is almost like a trailer to what this channel and this show is really going to be. So, alright guys, if you're new, which most of you are going to be, hit that subscribe button, please. I would really appreciate it. It helps out a ton. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Leave a comment if you want to tell me something, or you'd like to be a guest on the show. Shoot me a DM. And yeah, see you guys next week.